How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another Star Wars Galaxy's Edge product review, and today I have a helmet. Not just any helmet, we have the First Order Stormtrooper helmet, which is a relatively new item from Galaxy's Edge. Now, some of you might be pointing out, but wait a minute, didn't they already have helmets when Galaxy's Edge first opened up? And the answer is yes, they were more of the high-end collectibles made by Novos at the time, but this particular one is not Novos branded, even though I don't think that company is around anymore if I recall. On top of that, nor is it a Black Series helmet. This particular helmet does retail for under $100, in fact $80 and some change. And yes, if you are a pass holder membership, discounts do apply. So for me, it's the Inspire key, which knocked down an additional $10 on top of that, making it out to be about $68 and some change. So I couldn't say no to that deal, but the question is whether or not if it was worth the initial price, and if it's something that you might like, or maybe something that you might have passed up your first time around. Let's go ahead and take a look together and to see exactly what do we get out of this. So here is the box. It's not too hard to miss as far as finding this over in the First Order section. And then on the back, it goes over some features and a little description. So for its features, we have the interior padding included, a voice-changing effect, full-scale adult helmet, real character phrases, an authentic look. And on the top, it says the First Order's infantry units wear the stark white armor derived from that was worn by the Republic's clone troopers and the Empire stormtroopers. Members of the new generations of stormtroopers are trained from birth, growing up with the unit destination and fed First Order propaganda to ensure absolute loyalty. The First Order's training simulations and live fire drills encourage improvisations of the battlefield, making the stormtroopers more dangerous than their Imperial predecessors. More dangerous? Well, I don't really know, because good guys always seem to win. But anywho, so that's pretty much what it is. So let's go ahead and bring the helmet over. So here is the helmet in question. So there's the front, little side profile right there. The camera definitely doesn't like it when I bring helmets over. And don't worry, we'll talk about what this is here in just a moment. And here is the inside for those of you curious. I don't know how well that's going to show because it's completely dark in there. So, as some of you may know, that when it comes to things like the Black Series helmet, you know that there's like the kind of hard hat strapping on the inside, and you have some adjustable room and things like that. This doesn't have any form of straps at all. In fact, what you do get is that you do get 3 of these little paddings here. They look like tiny little pillows, little hats, if you will. But you get 3 of these things, and you also get, drop that. You also get these little Velcro pads right here. So they kind of stick on the one side, and there's Velcro on the other, and you can go ahead and use those. Now this is sticking on me. You can go ahead and use that to stick the padding on the inside wherever it is that you may need it to go. Like I said, you do have 3, so you can put one on the top, one on the sides, or put in your own custom padding if you desire, if you're planning on wearing this. Or if you're not, then you could just toss it up on a shelf and not have to worry about the paddings at all. Now, again, this is indeed a wearable helmet. So because it doesn't have the straps on the inside, this does kind of come apart like so to kind of fit, a few different head sizes. But again, some people may not like the seams and the gaps right there. But again, this is just more of casual wear. Maybe a helmet that you want to get on the cheaper side, or just something you want to put on a shelf. Not for like higher up cosplay purposes, unless if you're just desperate for a First Order helmet and you can't find the Black Series one, then this might be your next best result. But yeah, like I said, it is 100% wearable. So here's the helmet, how it looks on my head. I don't know how I sound to you because right now my voice sounds muffled, but my mic is going, so hopefully I sound good to you. If not, then I do apologize. But that's me talking again. I don't know how I sounded. Probably sounded bad. But on the inside of the helmet, on the very top, there is a switch. Middle is off. Off to one side will activate the voice changing function, and on the other, which is currently on right now, doesn't have the voice changing. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to the voice changing side. I do mean like voice changing because the best way to describe it is if you ever had like the little like 99-cent store microphone, you know, the thing that you talk into or scream into, and it kind of gives that particular pitch and tone of your voice. I mean, for anyone who's experienced it, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you have not, then it's really hard to describe. But it basically sounds like that, maybe a little bit of a lesser quality. I will note that once I put this on here in just a second, is the voice changing option. Basically sounds a little bit more clear to the person wearing the helmet, and I don't know how it's going to sound to you because I don't have a clone of myself to tell me how it sounds until I watch this video back, of course. Let's go ahead and do that right now. It's morphin' time. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, this is the voice changing option. I don't know how this is going to sound to you, but to me, again, it sounds like the little cheap microphone from the 99-cent store. Maybe if I do it like this, I don't know how this is going to sound to you or sound back. Testing. So I don't know if any of those results worked out. If it did, great. If it didn't, I apologize. Go ahead and flip it back over to remove that because it's a function I'm never going to use. Also, on the side here on the right hand, there's a little button here. We'll activate real phrases for the trooper, like so.
Freeze! Hold it right there. We have incoming at 28.6. Move! Calling the airstrike. Drop your weapons. Nothing here. Go ahead. Credentials and manifest. I've located the resistance fugitives. Don't move. TK-338. We have targets in custody. Nothing here. Go ahead. We have incoming at 28.6.
So those are the phrases of the trooper. Obviously, a few different troopers right there in one. I think maybe this is just me. I don't know if how many of you might have agreed with me. Since this is a helmet sold at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I think it would have been cooler for the phrases if they were based off the troopers that walk around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Take some of the popular phrases and put them in this helmet. I think that would have been really cool. But again, that might be just me, but it's something that I would totally be down with, especially if it's just something I'm planning on having on a shelf anyways. Just to, you know, because anytime I go to Galaxy's Edge, personally, I'm always excited to see the troopers, Kylo Ren, and even the Imperial officer walk around, because to me, they definitely help, you know, bring Galaxy's Edge to life a bit. I love their interactions, messing around with guests. They're always my favorite part. And of course, Chewie for the Resistance. But that's mostly like the main ones for me personally. But what I do have off to the side, I do have a little contraption. I'm going to bring it over. While this is not part of the review, I just wanted to kind of, you know, give a little idea. So I have a speaker here, which I'm just going to simply attach to my belts. If I knew how to face this the right way, of course. Now I'm going to put this on my wrist. So right here is a little special glove. And what I have on this glove is that I have little buttons here, which will allow me to act as one of those troopers from Galaxy's Edge with those phrases. I only have a couple phrases on here just for the example. And also to kind of further enhance the helmet look, I also have one of these little masks to put on, just to kind of sell it a little bit. I don't have any white armor, so apologize. So here we go.
Hold it. We'd like to see your identification. I know what's so special about that Falcon ship. Now it can even take off.
Never seen it.
We're tracking a resistance fighter, a Wookiee. Have you seen anything?
So see what I mean by enhancing it a little bit more, kind of get into the character. That's what I'm kind of talking about right there. But yeah, I mean, again, for the price, it's definitely not bad. Again, do keep in mind that when you have this on, in fact, let me kind of show it a little bit better. in terms of like the gap right here. So yeah, like I said, you do have this gap, the seam line. Even when you have the helmet on, sometimes you have the gap appearing like so. And unfortunately, there's no way to adjust that. The only thing that I could think of to maybe fix that a little bit to where it doesn't stick out as much is maybe... And again, I don't really know how this would work out. One thing I could think of is like maybe kind of taking that apart and drilling some holes and installing some magnets, so that way when you attach the pieces together, it has much more of a solid hold, solid lock to keep these in place. But that's the only thing I could come up with on top of my head. But maybe you have some better solutions, or maybe just taking some glue and sealing that all together and not have to worry about it whatsoever. But again, it's a fun item for $80 and some change, or less than that if you're a pass holder. I think this is kind of cool to have, especially if you're someone like me who specifically has obviously a collection of stuff from Galaxy's Edge and whatnot, and you just want to toss it onto a mannequin.
I am Kaluma Ree, Captain of the Jedi Temple Guard.
I hit one of the little voice commands here. But yeah, like I was saying, if you're just looking to have a helmet to put on display, to have on your shelf, honestly, it's going to fit that area quite well. If you are a helmet collector, but obviously don't like the seam lines, then this is not something that's going to fit your needs, unless if you just want something cheap anyways, or maybe something cheap and maybe you want to customize it yourself, maybe you have a custom paint job. Again, you have something that should hopefully work out for you. But yeah, like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts and comments on this particular product in the comment section down below. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next review, and always remember, may the Force be with you.